What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're back with your car.
It's leaking again.
Yeah, Nick came out today, and he saw it pouring something out from underneath it. And it looks like it's been pouring for a bit.
Yeah, seems like it's dried now.
So, I'm thinking, I'm just going to guess before we go and open it up. The only thing that that has ever leaked out of the car has been coolant. We just did the water pump.
Yes.
I guarantee this is going to be a coolant leak. I can see from where it's leaking from. This is going to be a coolant leak. But let's guess as to where it's coming from. I'm going to guess that I probably didn't get a hose tightened, or I didn't get a hose all the way on.
Yeah, I think so. That's.
What is your guess? You guess the same thing, or you think it's something else?
I think it's that too.
A hose?
Yeah.
I remember I had a problem with the lower radiators. Let's pop it, Nick. Go ahead and open it up. I'll almost guarantee you that I didn't get that hose on well. It was just hard getting my hands in there, if I remember right. And let's see how low on coolant you are too. I'm glad we caught this though. All right. And I hope to God it is not the water pump. This was not a fun water pump.
No, that took so long.
I did not enjoy. Yeah, you are definitely low on coolant. Oh, I see it. It's not horrible. It's pretty low though. It is down below. Yeah, it's like down. It's down here. So definitely low on coolant. So she's been leaking. All right. Start with the upper hose. That would be the easiest. No, it's not wet anywhere there. That freaking lower hose. I don't even want to. It is buried. It is so hard to get to. I hope to God it's not leaking out of that. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh.
Nope, didn't find the problem.
I don't want to, and it's full of coolant. We're going to lose the coolant. That's what's going to happen. We're going to lose the coolant. Wait, no. Nick?
Right up there, right there.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get you guys down here. Yes. Hold on. It is leaking. Everything is soaking wet right here. So there's the water pump. It is soaking wet. Is it coming from the... It's not coming from the hose, so then it's got to be coming from the thermostat. Oh, yeah. It's coming from the thermostat. Should we run to the store and get a thermostat for it?
I think so.
All right, let's go to Randy's Auto Parts. Here we go. That's the thermostat. These people are going to be like, these motherfuckers. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so thermostat, if you guys remember in the video, I'm sure Nick remembers, when we did your thermostat, when we took your water pump and everything apart, and we put the old thermostat in, I noticed that the seal on it was completely crushed. And we didn't have another one. I should have bought one, but I just didn't think about it. So I tried to get by, and this is a good lesson for you. Half-assing things leads to this.
Yes, you have more leaks and just more problems piling up.
More problem. There you go. That goes for everything in life. When you half-ass something, you're going to create more problems for yourself down the road. Thankfully, this was caught early. You still have plenty of coolant, so it's not like your car overheated or anything like that. But what this means is that we're going to lose coolant, which costs money.
Yes.
So we are costing ourselves money here. The good news, though, is we don't even have to take your hose off to get to this. You have a 1/2-inch bolt here and a 1/2-inch bolt down here, and that's it. That's all it is. That's it. The thermostat housing pops off. You throw a new thermostat in, and you're good to go. Now, we did double check. We made sure that this thermostat is the correct temperature, which is an oddball temp. I had no idea these things ran this hot. This is a 200 and... It doesn't say. It's in April of 2025, so she's been sitting on a shelf for a while. How come I don't see a temperature on it? Interesting. It says Motorrad. It's got an 04.25 manufacturing date, but these always have a temperature stamped in them. And this one does not. Anyway, it's a 203 degree thermostat. Very bizarre number. Normally they're 180, sometimes 190. I've seen 195s. I've never seen a 203. That is, thank you. This is during a time when Dodge owned Mercedes-Benz. And if you look up here, it'll say Daimler, Chrysler. Oh, no, it doesn't. It says Chrysler Group. 2011. I thought they owned Mercedes-Benz back then. I'm certain they did. I'm certain they did. Anyway, they were doing some weird stuff, man. So a 203 degree thermostat, very bizarre. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab a bucket. Let's take the bucket. Okay, we're going to shove it under the cart. There we go. That's going to catch all the coolant. Let's go into the garage here. We don't work here very often.
Rarely.
Yeah, like ever. So I'm excited. I mean, I get to use, a lot of people don't know it, but I got a whole mechanic setup in here. Right here, man. This is my my home mechanic shop. Look, I got a ratchet, an extension, and a 1/2 inch. Look at that. Urgh. Look, I even have an impact, Nick. Are you kidding me?
Didn't you need one from?
Yes, but not those. I use Milwaukee now. Those are great. Those are absolutely great impacts. But that's actually the one that I usually keep in my truck for changing trailer tires, or if I need to change a car tire, if I need to help somebody on the side of the road. That is what I use. And I've got a kit I think Santa's Workshop gave me here. I brought them home with me. It's got a little extension, and they're double-sided. So you've got your 19 and 21, and then the other one is your 3/4 and your 13/16. So you have almost every size that you'll need. All right, come here and hold this camera. You can come and hold it about right here. Let's take this bad boy off.
I'm glad it isn't like something really crazy, like having to replace that entire water pump again.
Oh, you know what? No, God, if it was doing the water pump, I'd sell your car. Yeah, look how quick the coolant started coming. I mean, I barely loosened it up and the coolant started coming out of it. This is so easy to change. I actually like this design because all there is just a thermostat. Instead of having to use like silicone or something, the thermostat comes with a teeny tiny little O-ring on it. And you just pop the old one out and you throw the new one in. That's it. Super, super easy.
It doesn't cost an arm and a leg for it either.
No, I'll tell you something though. This thermostat, I was shocked. $25 before tax. I think it's $24.99 for a thermostat. That's okay. That's fine. We got the bucket under there to catch all that. Don't worry, all you environmental people. We do have a nice big bucket under there to catch every drop that comes out. And then we've got a special mat that you put under there too. So if anything gets past the bucket, it gets collected on the mat. See? No problem. Yeah, it was time. It was, here we go. There we go.
Oh my God.
There we go. Oh yeah, that sucker was, and rusty too, man. I mean, it doesn't look so bad on the bottom side. But the top side looks kind of rough though. Now, what you'll notice is on this thermostat, there's a little, you see this little thing right here? Can you guys even see that right there?
Yes, I can see that.
And on this side? All right, this is a bleeder. Allows air to escape. So when you do this, you want that little piece facing up. You want that little thing that releases air at the very top, at the highest point, because that's where you want your air bubbles to escape from. Otherwise, they can get trapped down at the bottom. They can cause overheating. So now, take this. Isn't this hard? This is...
It's the hardest job. It's like taking out an engine.
Yeah. I'll let you take out an engine at some point so you get the full experience of what it's like.
I've done a transmission, not a engine. I remember like a while back. I don't even know what car it was, but we had to take out the transmission. And it was
I've done that on a lot of cars.
pretty bad.
It's been a lot of cars. All right, we're going to get this bolted up, and then, of course, we've got to come in. You know what we forgot to buy?
What?
Brake clean. Carb clean or something to clean up all this mess under here. You can't just leave this all under here.
Yeah, it would not look good in your stain.
All right, guys, we'll be back here in a couple minutes. All right, it's important to remember after you've put this back together you have to take out the plug at the top of the water pump. This is how you get coolant in and air bled out. So that plug sits right here. And if I remember correctly, it's an 8 millimeter. Unfortunately, all I have is 6, 7, and 9. 9's too big, 7's too small. So here's what I ended up doing. I ended up finding a, what is this, a T50? T45? It's a T50. T50 fit perfectly. Got it out, no problem. We got some fresh coolant. We're gonna pop it in here. I'm gonna let you guys stare down at the little bleeder hole there. And you tell me when it's full. Here we go. Pouring in some fresh coolant. When it starts coming out nice and solid without air bubbles, here it comes. Let her come out strong. Don't be afraid of it. That should be good. Put that back in. Top it off. And then of course we gotta fire it up, let it run, and just clean up our mess, and we are good to go. All right, so she's bled. We use a water hose to kind of spray everything down and make sure it's all clean. Your coolant is, or was, slightly overfilled. It looks like it's sucked down. What we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this off for right now. Go ahead and fire it up, Nick. Turn the heater on max, turn your blower all the way up. Make sure the heat is maxed out.
Okay.
And we're just gonna let her run for a couple minutes. Make sure everything's circulating, percolating like it's supposed to. Make sure the coolant level's good. And as it warms up, all this water will pretty quickly dissipate. We'll make sure we don't see any leaks. And then I'm gonna have Nick run into town. You know what you should do? Once we verify that your coolant's not going down and everything's okay, you ought to take this into town, go to Sonic, grab me a couple chili dogs, grab you and your mom something, and then when you get back, we can double check it.
Okay.
And make sure that the coolant is good and top it up if it needs topped up. I think that's probably a good idea. It runs great though.
Yes, it does.
Hopefully this is the last problem we have for a while.
I really hope so.
We had, let's see, we had the battery. That was the first thing, which is no big deal. It was expensive, but it's no big deal. Then we had 2 fuel pumps.
That was a bit of a pain for what it was.
And 2 sending units with the fuel pumps. I just bought the whole Amazon kit. We had new tires.
Yes.
We had to put new tires on. Then we had to put a water pump in it. Now we put a thermostat in it. So, although these things, your water pump was like 60 or 70 bucks. Fuel pumps, I don't know. I don't even remember. Do you remember how much they were? They weren't.
Fuel pump was like,
was it 100 bucks, 150?
I think 100.
Because new, they were like $350 a piece.
Yes.
Amazon, man. I'm telling you. Have you had any problems with your fuel pumps out of this car? Tires? Guess what? Chinesium tires, man. I don't even know what these are. These are Scepter, 4XS Scepter. What is a Scepter? It's some kind of a, like from a Marvel movie or something. What is a Scepter? Google. I need to know. I need to know what a Scepter is. And then come out here and tell me. I'm going to just come over here and check, make sure everything looks like it's on the... Yeah, coolant is nice and full. She seems happy. Things will start drying up here pretty quick. I keep thinking a scepter is like a rod. It's like some kind of a... I don't know if it's a rod that shoots something out of it or if it's got a spear on the end of it or...
So it's... Is it how you spell it?
Yeah, a scepter. Read it.
Ornamented staff carried by rulers on ceremonial occasions as a symbol of sovereignty.
Okay, so your tires are sovereign. They're sovereign tires. Very good. Oh, I'm getting... Oh, wow. Oh, and your mom just mopped the floors. Boy, I can't... Yeah, you better stay on the concrete. We're going to let this thing run for a little bit, guys. And we'll come back here in a couple minutes. Make sure everything's good. We'll send him down to Sonic. We'll check it all out when he gets back. All right, Nick is going to go grab some chili dogs and some stuff for his mom and himself. And it doesn't look like anything else is leaking. I think it's fine. I think that's going to be a quick, easy $25 fix. And no sooner did I think we were done than my truck threw a check engine light. So once he backs out of here, we're going to go over to the truck. I'm hoping the check engine light magically turned itself off. I got it. I'm gonna have to do a video about this. This will be a separate video. But let's see if I just got it back from the dealership. Nope, you could hear it. It didn't want to start. That it cranks too long. And look at that glowing check engine light right there. Mileage currently sitting at 7,863 miles. I just got it back from the dealer. I even got my little service sticker there to prove it. Got it back from the dealer, got the oil changed, and it had a recall done. And my DEF, the DEF gauge has been erratic ever since I bought the truck. It would go up. It just did it. It would go up, it would go down, then you could fill it up, and it would stay on empty, and then it would go all the way to empty, and it would tell you that the engine's going to go into some regen mode and basically shut you down to 15 miles an hour. And then it would go up again, and it's been very erratic. So I had to take care of everything, including removing the window tint off the windshield. And now I have a check engine light. I paid $980 to the dealership. I can't wait to go over that bill with you. It's not as bad as it sounds, though. I am disappointed that I'm now having starting issues. I mean, it starts, but it cranks excessively, and now we have a check engine light on. So that sucks, but it is what it is. This is the beautiful thing about new cars, right? It is under warranty. All right, so if I have any problems with it, which now I am, I can just take it right back to the dealership. They can fix it for me. Well, we will reconvene after we have something to eat for dinner, and give the car a few minutes to cool down. We'll double check his coolant levels, make sure nothing looks like it's leaking again, and then I think we can call this video a wrap. All right, well, Nick made it back. I assume you didn't have any low coolant lights or anything.
No.
And the heat works?
Yes, heat works just fine. Really
all
well,
right.
actually.
Well, then the only question is, do we still have any leaking? It's still leaking, Nick.
Actually?
No. No, it's not leaking at all. Perfect. And I assume, yeah, coolant is still slightly overfilled. That's fine. That's good. So for the first time, because since you've had this car, this thing always lost coolant.
Yes, apparently, yeah.
It's finally, I think we finally solved it.
Figured it out.
So I'm going to say what you should do is still continue checking it once a week.
Once a week? Okay.
Once a week, just pop the hood, take a look. You can see how full your coolant level is right there.
Yes.
Just take a look. It's normal if it goes down a little bit.
Because it's cold.
I'd say over the next few days, as the engine cycles, it might go down a little bit in case there's any air pockets and the coolant fills those gaps. But if it starts actually losing,
It was actually going down like a lot.
yeah, then we need to double check. But I think you're good now. So
Thank you so much, really.
yeah, you're welcome. It was quick. It was easy. It didn't cost a whole lot of money. And your car now has yet another brand new part under the hood.
It's doing good, really.
Yeah, it's a great car, man. Great car. One of these days he's going to trade it in and get himself, what did you say you want? Another
RT.
Another RT. He wants a newer Charger RT when, well, I guess it's whenever you decide
Yes.
to go get one. But he said he's happy with this for now, and he's fine with keeping it for a while. With that, I guess we're going to get out of here, Nick. Tell everybody goodbye.
Bye, guys.
And if you enjoyed the content, as always, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.